The phrase "you name it" has many meanings in the English language. Among them, we can mention a wide range of things, anything you could say or think of, have many things to choose from, or whatever you ask for, we got it. You name it.
Your story, your episode, you name it. Hello, everyone. ¿Qué es lo que? Here with Chito Silveiro, we want to welcome you to this new podcast called You Name It. This is the very first episode, very hard one to come up with because we don't have a story or a subject per se. It's basically an introduction to what the podcast is about. So we want to share what we're doing with this project, how we're doing it, but most importantly, why we're doing it. We want to provide a voice, we want to provide a channel to everyone out there to have these conversations that could be from, as the name suggests, a variety of subjects, like you name it. We're going to have we don't want to have a bucket of subjects to choose from. Is free to talk about, to tell your story, or to tell the part of your story that you want to share or that you feel is worth to be shared, that is going to provide some sort of pass on knowledge or entertainment, or simply is going to allow you to put that story out there because you feel like it needs to be heard, or you want to communicate, or you want to expose you or your product or what you're up to. So that's the idea with this. We will have stories about wins and losses, smiles and tears, and all in between. There are going to be stories that can touch our hearts, and that's what it's all about, right? Like it's again to provide this platform. I mean, or to take advantage of this amazing platform that we have in this era. We can reach a lot of people through this vehicle. I myself am a huge podcast consumer. I love listening to podcasts. There are great options out there. And if you find something that gets you, something that you consider entertaining and good, it's worth to invest the time in there. And as I said, my idea is like we all have stories. Like I take myself as an example in this intro episode. I've been working in the corporate world for over 20 years. In the middle of that, and I immigrated to a country. I have had all the adventures that you can imagine. I immigrated by myself. I had no family. I grew up with a good, comfortable life. Then when I came to my new country 15 years ago, it was hard. Like it was starting from scratch, literally. You name it, right? Like I have stories of sleeping on the floor because I didn't have money for a mattress when I came to Canada, to owning different properties and everything in between, and feeling that I have accomplished things and then seeing them go away. I have started projects and businesses, and some of them have taken off, some of them have not. And I am positive that many of you have as many stories as mine, or even more interesting ones that are worth to be shared. I truly believe that reality is more amazing than fantasy, for sure. Like some stories you would think are from a book or from a novel. It's things that we have all experienced, right? Like we have had stories of love, of betrayed, of you name it. Huge losses in our lives, huge wins, accomplishments. We have it all. In my case, as I was saying, I have many examples, and I think I always go for the adventure. I have a lineup of guests that I want to have on the show, and give them the platform, give them the stage, and as I said in the intro, it's your story, your episode, you name it. So give some people the stage, and learn from their experiences, hear them, laugh with them, cry with them, learn from them. keep us occupied and entertained and sharing, taking advantage of this sharing tool that we have, taking advantage of this globalized world that we live in. We have access to pretty much anyone and real-time information at the tip of our fingers. So that's one of the beauties of this internet and globalization that we're living in. However, we also it also make us think that we know so much about so many things, and we read it online because we saw it in a post, and at the end of the day, yeah, this era has made us global citizens. We have a lot of knowledge, but as a friend says, we all are like a big ocean of knowledge, but with only 2 inches deep. We know about everything, but just a little bit of everything. Hopefully, with this, we can rely on human experiences of people that are relatable to us, which is also the why we're doing this. There are amazing podcasts in there that can share with us stories about celebrities or super athletes, very famous people. And at some point, I feel like people think, oh, these people with these amazing lives, there are things that happen only to them. They are so unique that they have access to have so many experiences happen to them. And the reality is every single mortal like me and you, we do have a lot of stories, and a lot of them are like from a comic book. They're insane, or they are hard to believe, or they are heartbreaking in many cases, and we're still here, we're standing, and they are some of those stories I truly believe they are meant to be shared. So here we are. We have this vehicle. At the beginning, as I said, I have a lineup of guests that I wanna bring on, because these are people that I have met throughout the years, and I feel they have a very interesting story to tell. But eventually, it would be great, or is my vision is to have this as an open space for people to reach out and work together and communicate together. I have this skill. I believe that people tend to have very open conversations with me and feel comfortable to open up and share amazing stories. And that's what we're chasing, right? Amazing stories give you a platform to say what you want to say, what you think is going to leave some legacy or some knowledge or some laugh or some entertainment to others. As I said, it's your story, your episode, you name it. Welcome.